So several of you have asked if you can have a basic relaxy stretchy video. So this is going to be just that. Come down onto your back. Obviously you've already done all your other Pilates videos. You've worked really hard and this is a nice relaxy one. So just come down onto your back, knees and feet together. Take your arms out to your sides and have your hands palms down. Think about anchoring your hands down. And just roll both knees away to one side and turn your head and look away to your other side. Trying to keep this shoulder heavy. Don't force it down, but just have a sense of weight there. And then bring your knees to your center, return your head and take yourself away to the other side. A lovely twist into your middle spine, turning your head away to the other side. And again, trying to keep the weight in that opposite shoulder. Let's do that one again. Back to the center. And take a big breath out as you lean away to the opposite side. Now, in this position, you're going to find that you don't want to breathe quite so deeply. But I encourage really deep breathing because that way you get a lovely stretch through the waist, through the muscles around the rib cage here. So a few really deep breaths. Breathing in as deeply and as fully as you can to expand the rib cage as the lungs inflate. Move slowly, be kind to your spine. Bring your knees back to your center and just hover at the center for a moment and then relax. Roll your knees away to the other side and just notice any difference. I can certainly tell that I'm tighter one side than the other. So again, in this position, breathing as deeply as you can to allow the ribs to expand. And bring your knees back to your center. Bring your arms back down by your sides and lift one knee up into your chest. Just take your hands around the shin, just below the knee, and take your other leg out long and stretch. Stretch that straight leg as far away from you as you can. And I want you to lift your forehead up towards your bent knee. Really hug that knee in towards you, keeping the straight leg pressed down into the floor away from you. Now gently lower your head back down and take your hand around your knee and open your knee out away from you, but keep the opposite hip really heavy so you don't roll over to follow your knee. Get a lovely stretch onto the inner thigh here, but keeping the other leg really heavy. Now come back to the center, swap hands over and pull this knee across you. Not so far that you tip over, but just enough to feel that stretch in the buttock on that side. So just gently does it, pull the knee across you. Come back to your center. Bend what is your straight leg and bring the foot to the floor. Now take your hands behind the other leg and reach that leg to the ceiling and get that leg straight. It doesn't matter how far away it is. You might be right down here. It doesn't matter. Just bring that leg in towards you. Feel that stretch in the back of the thigh. Now pull your foot down towards you. It's a nasty one. Really good old stretch into the calf. Okay. Try and keep the leg in the stretch. And now just rotate your foot 4 or 5 times in each direction, trying to keep this leg straight. It's terribly easy to want to let it bend. And round the other way, just rotate out and round and relax. Keep that knee drawn in towards you and lift your other knee and just hug both knees in towards your chest. And then you're going to let this first leg go and hug the other knee in and lift your forehead up towards that knee. Don't force anything. And press this straight leg down again, making this straight leg as heavy as you can and bringing your forehead up towards the knee of your bent leg. And then lower your head back onto the floor. Take your outside hand around your knee. Open your knee away from you, again keeping this leg really heavy. Press this hip down into the floor. And bring your knee back to the center. Swap your hands over. Bring your knee across you again, not so far that you tip over, just enough to feel that stretch. Come back to your center. Bend the straight leg so your foot's on the floor. Take your hands behind your other leg and lift that leg to the ceiling. Get that stretch into the back of the thigh. Pull that leg right in towards you. Doesn't matter where the leg is. And if you need to, get a band or even a dressing gown cord if you want to hold on to the legs. If you find it really difficult to bring your legs straight, you can always use a prop to support you. Now, put your toes down towards you. Feel that stretch in the calf at the back of the lower leg. And then just circle your foot 3 or 4 times in each direction, trying to keep that lovely stretch in the back of the leg and round the other way. Okay, relax. Bend your knee, take your foot down to the floor. And I'd like to roll over onto your side and come up onto all fours. So you're into a square box. We're going to go to cat stretch. It's quite easy to get this one less than perfect. What I want you to think about is keeping your hips and your knees in line. Try not to stick your bottom out behind you. And just start by tucking your tailbone. Sorry, my jumper's really baggy. Sorry, it's really cold in this room. Tuck your tailbone underneath you. So imagine sliding your seat bones down towards the backs of your thighs. Tuck your tailbone underneath you, and then that in turn will push your middle back towards the ceiling. Put your chin into your chest and really work at this stretch. And then relax back into neutral. So you'll feel that the buttock muscles work quite hard. A lot of work in the upper arms here. So again, start with your pelvic tilt. Tuck your tailbone under you. Put your chin into your chest. Lift your middle back towards the ceiling. And relax. I'd like you to finish by tucking your toes under you, lifting up your hips and letting your head drop down between your arms. If you feel that's a little bit too much for you, then you can skip this part. Otherwise, we're going to finish by just marching it out. One heel and then the other. Press one heel right down and the opposite. A lovely stretch into the Achilles tendons, into the calf muscles. Now press both heels down. Bring your knees down to the mat. Take your toes out long. Sit to your heels, arms out long, and into your